cloud, and that way I can send a link. So hello everybody, I am Virginia Glatzer and I work with Jewish Learning Venture, and here we are in the midst of all of this craziness. We wanted to provide all of you an opportunity to get a feel for what are some tools that you could use to work with your students, work with your families, to engage them in some way, whether or not it's just building community or having an opportunity for them to experience the chance to learn as well. So the tools that I'm going to show you, or the tool that I'm going to show you tonight, is called Padlet. Padlet is the equivalent of a cork board. So you imagine putting the cork board up on the wall and people walk up to it and stick things on that cork board. But you can stick a lot of different things on the cork board in this case. So you could put a link to a web page. You could put a picture. You could put text. Trying to think, you can give a thumbs up to it or a heart or things like that, depending upon what it is. So I tried to create some earlier today that have somewhat of a Jewish theme to them so you can get an idea of what you might do. So I'm going to start trying to think if I have any, not really, any Jewish objects in this particular room. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to show you what Padlet looks like, and then I'm going to share the Padlet with you to explore. Okay, so let me share my screen. We got this, got that, and nope, that's not what I want. This is what I want. So do you see a bunch of rectangles on your screen? Yes? Somebody give me a thumbs up? Yes? Okay, good. All right. So these are Padlets that I have created. I believe the maximum number of Padlets you can have at any one time are 45. I'm getting close to my limit to having a free subscription. Once you get past your that 45, you have to delete the Padlets that you already have, or you have to purchase a subscription. So let me just show you how what one looks like, and then I'll show you. I'm going to find one that is really basic, and then I'll show you one that you can, or how you build one. So let's do this one, which is counting the Omer. So I have here a text that I pulled, and I put it up on the screen, and I put a background on the screen as well. Okay? Now, what I can do with that is share it with you. Now, when I share it with you, and I'm going to do it in the chat, and you click on the link, it's going to take you out of Zoom. You're going to go and you're going to do something on the screen, and then you'll be able to see what other people are doing as well. If you just want to watch, you can do that too, and just watch my screen. Okay? So if you want to play, play. If you just want to watch, watch. Know that when you come back, you need to find the Zoom link again, right? You need to find Zoom at the bottom of your screen, most likely, to return to us, okay? So let me show you what you can do. So say we wanted to talk about, well, what does counting the Omer mean to you? What you simply do is go to the screen, and you'll see in the bottom right corner, you see that pink circle that's here? I can click that pink circle, and it's going to create a box for me. And I can move in this particular Padlet, I can move that box anywhere I want. Notice the box. Does everybody see the box I'm talking about that I'm moving around on the screen? Yes? Okay. So if in where it says title, it's going to become big and bold. A lot of times a person will put their name there. So I'm going to put my name here, and then I can write whatever I want to respond to the prompt with, okay? So means da 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 da. And then I can add information to it. So I could actually upload a file if I wanted to and connect it to my little sticky that I'm putting on the wall. Or I could click link and go out and paste a link into it that I know already exists, okay? So this has nothing to do with the OMA right now, but I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna put wcnn.com because it's really easy to type, okay? And save that. And what that has just done is attached that web page to my little sticky. And then I can drag it wherever I want on the screen. If I so desire, I could get rid of it and click the trash can, and that will get rid of my little sticky. If I
Just
click
start again.
yeah, I'm going to go through the whole thing.
Thank you.
Okay, I can click the X, and that gets rid of that thing that I attached to my little comment. So now let me start from scratch. I'm going to click the trash can. I'm going to throw it out. So down in the bottom right corner is my pink button.
Ah, wait a minute.
So right now you can't do this yet because I haven't shared the Padlet with you.
Okay.
I'm just showing it to you.
All right, but at least I found it. Last time I didn't see it.
There you go. So I click the little pick button and it gives me the box. I can take my box. I can move it wherever I want. I can give it a title. I can spell my name right. Type some text. And then I can upload a file, attach a link. I think this one is a map. Oh, nope, I can go find a picture to attach to it. So if I type in wheat as an example, I can say I'm going to attach that picture to it. So there's all different things you can do to respond to whatever the prompt is. Okay? So now I am going to put a link in the chat at the bottom of the screen. So hang on just a second. It's going to take me a moment to negotiate between the two things that I'm using right now. Get that out of the way. I'm going to stop sharing. And I'm going to get my link to this little guy. And I am going to put it in Zoom in the chat. And you can go ahead and click that link. So did everybody see in Zoom a little bubble popped up? That's the chat. Go to that and there is a Padlet.com link. Oh, it still says Havaya because that's what I originally created it for. Go ahead and click on that link and that will take you to the Padlet. And then try to add something about counting the Omer to that Padlet. And in the meantime, I'm going to share my screen again for those of you who just want to watch. So you can see a few of you got in there and you are responding. And remember, you can move your box if it's on top of somebody else's now. And somebody be brave and add a link or add a picture or something like that.
I can't move my the box. It's under other.
Is yours under somebody's?
Yeah, and I can't move it.
Here, I just moved it, Nama. Can you get it now?
Okay.
I'm having the same problem. So you click on it.
If you click on like where your name is, that part of the box, you should be able to click and drag it.
I don't see a box with my name on it.
Ah, try clicking the pink button again and see if you can.
Well, now that I clicked it once, the pink button's not there
No,
anymore.
we're working on Zoom. We have to work on.
Right, you don't want to be on Zoom. You want to be actually in your browser right now. You would have had to click the link.
It's a little bit, okay, now I see it.
Remember, the link was in the chat. Considering you all are pretty new to this is pretty good. So everybody get a feel for how this is working. Now, this one I think of as the Wild West because this particular kind of Padlet You can move things all around. In fact, can you move each other's, if I remember correctly? So Larissa put in a picture. I see a Shavuot picture. I see a link.
Here?
Yeah.
I see a calendar.
Yeah. Did you click them all?
I don't have that.
Go back.
I'm not in at all.
Okay, so Eileen, did you see the chat that I posted?
Yes, and at one point the link came up and then I hit chat again and now the chat is white. It's not orange anymore.
And I don't know what you mean by hitting the link. I see your page.
Okay, so down at the bottom, hang on a second. If you click the chat, it should open up on the side of your screen.
All right.
And there is a link there for me to everyone.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
All right, so
I'm
you're
gonna
on
How
that one.
can we add more than one picture? Like I lost the bottom of all the options when I put my pictures there.
Say that again?
When I put the calendar picture on under my sentence, I can't see anymore if I want to add another picture or a link or something.
Right, so you could only do one box, put
Oh.
in a box, one set of information.
Got
So
it.
I got a page now that has, like at the home calendar, your picture, but I don't see a box that has my name.
No, you have to create the box that says your name.
So
So
I
you
click-
click the little pink circle in the bottom right corner and that will.
Oh, I got it. I got it. I did that.
Okay.
My name just came up now. So now I'm clicking on my name, but I can't type in it. I see my name and three, unless it's Eileen, is it you? Maybe it's not me. There's two Eileens.
No,
Uh,
I have mine up there now.
What does yours say?
I just wrote my name, Eileen, and I wrote trying.
Yes, I see you. I don't see mine.
So there is none for you. You have to create it by clicking that pink button. And then it creates a box for you.
So I did,
Okay, go ahead.
I did that, but now there's no pink dot, but I don't see a box with my name.
Did you type your name?
No, where do I type my name?
Anywhere at the top of that box where it says title, your blank box.
So my link came up, I think, maybe even multiple times, but the text that I put with the link didn't show up.
Okay, come on back over to Zoom if you're not already there, and let me go through it again. You did very well considering this is brand new. You can type any place on the screen. So here I am with this little pink button down the bottom right corner.
How do I get back to the pink button?
I click the pink button, and see there's Eileen over there, and my box, it dropped my box to the bottom of the screen, to my bottom left corner. So that might be where it's hiding. And now I can drag it any place on the screen and type in it.
Am I too late?
I got it. It was hidden. My thing was that said. all
There
right.
you go.
I'm not able to drag it.
So Eileen, if you
I
grab
see
the
now. I was
top of your box
it
and your
was
mouse,
covered.
when you
Ah.
click, your mouse should turn into a four-headed arrow, and that will let you drag it around.
Okay.
Somebody just said, am I too late? Who's there?
Linda Dow.
Linda, I added, since you came, I added into the chat the link.
It was hidden.
And once I open the link, what do I do?
So you just click on the little yellow circle in the bottom right corner,
My God.
and then it's going to create a box for you in your bottom left corner. And then you can drag that up and you can type in it to
Okay, so
respond.
first I have to go to that? No, first I have to go where?
You clicked the link already?
I did, but I got out of it.
Okay, so go back over to it. You're back in
What
Chrome.
I have open, counting the Omer.
Yep.
That's what we have now.
Yep, I'm showing everybody so everybody can see it as well as experiment. Once you're in the live one, it gets a little confusing because sometimes you're watching the live one and sometimes you're watching the just my basically picture of it that's up on the screen. But you get a yellow, wrong color, a pink circle in the bottom right corner, and when you click on it, it creates a box for you down in the bottom left corner. And then you can type in that box and add content in that box and move it around the screen.
Lost.
You're lost. That's all right. You came in late. You'll see what happens. Okay. So I'm going to stop sharing. So that, like I said, I call that the Wild West because you can type any place on the screen and you can drag things around to respond to a prompt. Now I'm going to show you a different kind that is a bit more organized. Now it was interesting. I was in I think it was a high school class one day, and I was watching students do this. And I would say that half of them loved the Wild West. They thought it was great because they were able to group things the way their brain thought. Others couldn't stand it. They needed it to be nice and organized. That was very important to them. So I showed you the Wild West. Now I'm going to show you one that's a bit more organized, okay? So again, just watch my screen for a moment. Is everybody in Zoom? Yep.
I think so.
So if you don't see our faces, you're not in Zoom.
So how do you get into Zoom?
So down at the bottom of your screen, Eileen, you probably see the Zoom button, which is blue.
I'm good.
Yep, there you go. Good. All right. So let me now share my screen again, and I'm going to go back over into Padlet and show you a different kind. Okay. All right. Go away. We don't need that crazy one all over the place. Let me move this out of my way. All right. So I'm going to go back over to my dashboard in Padlet. And I have, let's see, I'm going to try something totally different. I'm going to try, is that the one I want? I'm not sure which one I want. Let me see. This one is How Are We Connected? So what I did is I put my picture on this one, and I want to see you put something on this one as well. Now, if you are on a device that has a camera built in or you have some pictures, you can add a picture on the screen. If I wanted to, on my, let me just show you for a second. I remember I was telling you that you could, let me show you something. That you could use your phone. I just realized that the links that I gave you are not really easy links. So maybe you wouldn't want to type it on your phone. But I have my phone and I have this Padlet open on my phone. Okay? So now what I can do is when I click the yellow, I keep saying yellow, I click the pink button, this pink circle, one of my options is to add a picture. Well, I can add a picture right from my phone right into the Padlet. So imagine your students doing something like that. Now, so I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to take a picture with my phone and it's going to show up on my Padlet. Ready? Now, I'm not in my office, so I'm not going to I'll take a picture of this lovely computer mouse. Hang on a second.
Is it connected? It's connected automatically?
Yeah.
The laptop or the computer in.
Yep. Okay. Let me scroll down on my screen, and there's my mouse. So I took that on my phone. In fact, let me show you. There it is on my phone. And now I have the two things. Now, unfortunately, this one is How Are We Connected, right? So on this one, I take the picture, I click my little dots, and now I can connect two posts together. Watch. So I'm going to click Connect to Post, and I'm going to connect this one to this one. See my little yellow, let me move myself a little bit. You see how they're connected to each other with that little arrow?
Yes.
Okay. So think about if each kid took a picture of themselves and put it into your Padlet. And then they started to draw the lines showing how they are connected. So I'm connected to you because I know you from school, or I'm connected to you because we're in the same class. Whatever it is, you can make those connections, okay? So now what I'm going to do is I am going to share this link. I'm going to copy it. It didn't take, why not? Copy, there we go. And now I'm going to put it into the chat. Hang on a second, I'm going to close this so that you guys are only in one place instead of getting confused between too many different places. And I'm going to drop this into the chat. Okay, there's a new link there. It's a bunch of gibberish. Go up to that link and go to the Padlet and see if you can add something and show some connections by using the dots. It doesn't have to be a picture, it can be text.
So Virginia, it
Yes.
seems to me that this is very cool. If you have kids who have both a computer or an iPad and a phone, that you could send them the URLs to their phone or in the email in advance.
Yep.
And then they could be working the two devices, because going back and forth feels very cumbersome.
That's only because we're in Zoom.
Well, I'm saying, but we're teaching the kids
Oh,
remotely.
if you were doing it live.
I'm doing Zoom classrooms with the kids Wednesday and Sunday this week. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, if they had two devices, it would be great if you send it to them in advance.
Right. Now let me play.
If I want to take a picture of that is already in my computer,
Yes.
so I'm just dragging it.
So use your little pink sign again, your pink circle, get your box, and then in your box, you're going to click, let me think.
I might be able to drag it.
Not that one. That's not what I want to use. Hang on just a second. If you click the three dots in your box, one of the choices is upload.
Oh, good.
And you'll see there's all kinds of stuff you can do under those three dots.
After, like, I typed my name and then I wrote something. How do I get it off of that?
How do you get what off of
Like,
that?
I wrote my name and then
Right.
I typed this, half a sentence. Now, how do I get that
Right.
into the box?
How do you get it in? Which one is you?
Lisa. It says Lisa. It says I'm trying this. But do I have to hit
See, Lisa, I don't see it yet. So that means you probably haven't. Try clicking someplace else on the screen to see if we can get it up there.
Post. Duh. Something was in my way. Okay.
Your iPad, Lisa.
I got
So
you.
I see Nama. Nama has a picture up there. Bonnie's there. It says, Lisa,
How
I'm
do I-
trying this.
Oh yeah, I have two pictures for some reason.
There I am.
But Lisa,
Now-
the info isn't coming up. It just says iPad.
What's going on?
Lisa, I'm telling you your name. I don't see your name on your.
No, I see me now, but I don't know how to put a picture there.
Okay, because it just says iPad. It doesn't even have your name.
I see Lisa's name.
Oh,
It
okay. I
says
don't see it.
Lisa. I'm
So
trying
Lisa,
this.
if you go to your box and click on it, if nothing is happening, do you see like a little dark gray box around it? And it has a pencil on that gray box. You click on that pencil and that makes it editable again.
See, I'm on an iPad, so I don't know.
It might work a little bit
Oh.
differently.
Where it says edit post,
Yes.
I see it.
How
Yep.
do you do the connection? How do you do the
Okay,
arrow?
so the connection is the three dots and you pick connect to a post and you can see you can change different colors. You can, I just changed somebody's with their family shot. I just changed the bar to green and then I could connect two of them by selecting one, clicking the three dots, and then you'll see it selects all of them and says, which one do you want to connect to? And you click and it connects them with a line.
Oh.
When I put my picture and I had no dots, so I can't figure out how to connect.
So once your picture's there, go back to it.
Yeah.
Put your mouse on top of it.
Huh?
and then click the 3 dots.
I don't have 3 dots. That's the whole thing.
Are you on an iPad?
No, I'm on my computer.
Okay, let me show you for a second. I'm going to share my screen
Does
again.
it have to be on iPad? I'm like completely.
Very challenging on iPad. It's not working the same.
Is it? Okay. Now, let me, before I share my screen, let me try something.
I'm able to change the color of my box, but when I click the 3 dots, I only get edit post, connect to post. Oh, connect to a post? Is that what I'm doing?
So,
I
I'm
think
on
I
my,
figured it out. I had to go to your dots. I don't have dots. If I went to yours, I could connect to me.
I'm able to do it on my phone. I assume the iPad is going to work the same way.
All right. I was able to, after I went on your dots and connected to me, I was able to get dots.
Then
So don't ask me.
It might just be the sort of the status of where you are at that moment in time.
So when it's blinking, how do I do connection? I don't see.
So
What's
everyone should do a little thing that
I
says
did connect to a post.
Right.
And my post started blinking and
You click connect to post, and then a whole bunch of them light up yellow,
I did it.
yeah.
All right.
and then you pick the word connect on the one you want to connect to.
Oh, I see.
Hmm?
For example, Casey, I'm with you. Okay.
Now, okay, so I'm going to share my screen again. So come on back to Zoom for a moment, if you are not already there.
And how do we get to Zoom?
Where is Zoom now? I don't see.
Your screen is on Zoom, right?
If you're looking at my screen, right? Yeah.
Okay.
So
Oh,
Oh, I see.
it's crazy when you're doing this bouncing back and forth stuff. And remember, you could also just send out a Padlet to somebody. You don't have to do it as part of Zoom. I think doing it
you're
part of
breaking up.
as
How do we
doing
get
it as
back to
part
Zoom?
of Zoom is the blue square down the bottom of your screen.
I don't see blue. Oh, wait a minute. In the chat?
Virginia,
In the taskbar.
how to create all those links? You don't do.
I'm going to show you, okay?
Okay.
All right, if I'm on the cupcakes right now, I'm moving the cupcakes around. Does everybody see that?
Yeah. No, but I mean the initial link that you sent to us that we all, because they're all like different. One is Hawaii 2, the other one is like 5B something.
Right. So let me show you how to do it from, let me explain the connection part, and then I'll go back and I'm going to show you all of the step-by-step part of it.
I can't hear any.
Does everybody else hear me?
Yeah. I hear you.
Okay, so somebody lost their audio. Okay, so just watch for a second. So I'm going to remember I made the connection between the mouse and me, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when I made that connection, I didn't label the connection. And if you were really talking about what connects us, you would want to most likely know exactly what it is. Like, why did you pick a connection between this picture and that picture? So I'm going to make the connection now between these Linda's cupcakes and my picture. All right. So I'm going to put my mouse over top of my picture, and I have the 3 dots.
Right.
Click on the 3 dots and connect to a post. I'm going to connect the cupcakes, right? And I'm going to say, I like chocolate. That's going to be in my label. And I'm going to click connect.
Gotcha.
And now, let me move that a minute so you can see it. Now do you see there's a connection of I like chocolate between the cupcakes and me? So that the line means something instead of just having these random lines all over the place. Okay? All right. Keep watching. Here we go.
Like a web.
Yes, exactly. This is a crazy web. I mean, we're only in part of it. If I scroll up and down, there's stuff down the bottom too. There's stuff over here. Bonnie drew on hers. She took advantage of it like a whiteboard and actually doodled on it. So there's all kinds of stuff that you can do here.
How do I get my name on there without typing it?
Without typing it,
It looks like a lot of people have their name on their box.
So what they did is, I'll create it again. Hang on a second. I'm going to click my yellow button. Here's my box. It showed up in the bottom left corner. In the word where it says title, that's where you type your name.
Okay. Gotcha.
Okay? And then if you want more text, you type it there.
Right. I did the more text. I didn't do the name.
Yep.
Okay, got it.
Virginia, is there a way to describe or to add, or it's just these webs of connections? Like to say, how are we connected?
Yeah, that's what I was talking about when I did the cupcake one. See here where it says, let me drag it again, and it says, I like chocolate.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
When you do the connection, so I'll connect these two where Jen has this picture, and they look like friends or sisters. Are they friends or sisters?
We're friends.
Friends. So I'm going to connect those two pictures. All right. I'm going to make believe the two of you put the same picture up. Okay. 3 dots, connect to post. Over here, I'm going to pick her picture and I'm going to type friends. And then when I click connect, did I do that right? Where is it? Everything's so jumbled right now.
Yeah.
There's the word friends that connects these
First you
two.
say what, and then you hit the connect?
Click the 3 dots. You pick connect to a post, and then where it says label, that's where you put the word.
And then you hit the connect.
You got it. Okay? All right. Now I am going to close those up and pick a different one. So this one is Jewish objects in my home. So my idea was you take your camera and you open up Padlet on your camera. Then you go to this, you find the picture of the Jewish object in your home, you take your picture and it shows up on your screen. God bless you. This one is not going to be nearly as movable. Watch my screen. If I try to move Robert's, it's not going. I try to move Virginia's, it's not going. It's limited to what you can do. It has a structure on this screen. That's because the pad that I picked was much different than the other pads that I have shown you, because there's different kinds of pads that you can use. Notice there's a thumbs up and thumbs down. There's the ability for you to comment on it. Like, hey, I have one of those in my house. Or I've never seen something like that. Did somebody really make that? Whatever you want to write in your comments. I'm going to add another object. So I'll click a plus, and this time I don't want my picture. I'm going to go over here and I am going to search the World Wide Web, and I am going to put a Kiddush cup and see what I get. There you go. So I got a beautiful Kiddush cup. And now that's going to add to my structure. Notice I don't really have any choice where it goes in this particular case. As far as the 3 dots go, I can change the background color. I can pretty much, that's about it. I'm not going to worry about all these other things. So I can change some background colors, but that's about all of the change I'm going to be able to make. So now when I share this with you, you can comment on what I posted. And you can add your own as well if you so desire. Okay?
I'm sorry, how do I open Padlet in the camera? I don't get that.
And on your phone, you mean? You would go to the link for the Padlet on your phone, and it just opens it up in your browser. You'd have to have the link.
In the
Right,
browser,
you have to
said
download that
you
app.
open it in your camera.
Yeah, so what happens, let me show you. Let me go to the right one. Hang on a second. So here's the Jewish objects in my home on my phone. And when I click the yellow, I keep
Can't
saying
even see it.
yellow. When I click my yellow button and I pick that I want to use a camera, it's actually turning my camera on.
Oh, so I have to make an account in Padlet, yes, first?
Yes, you would. Well, no, not necessarily, because Larissa, if I sent you the link to this Padlet and you opened it on your phone, you don't need to have an account. To make a change to the Padlet, you don't need to have an account. To, what's the word I want? To, let me think for a moment.
Wait, we're still on your screen,
Create-
right?
Yes, you're still on my screen.
Okay,
To
I'm only trying
create,
to do.
yeah, you can't make any changes yet. To
Wait, we're
make a
trying.
Padlet, you have to have an account. So your students wouldn't need to have one.
But I have to have Zoom application on my phone. I can't do it from my computer. Yes, connect to camera. I'm like,
No,
It's not Zoom. You'd have to have Padlet.
right. Padlet and Zoom are entirely different tools. You do not need to use one to do the other.
but I mean, you just made a picture, and put it on Padlet. You said that.
In the
How
Padlet
do
app.
I access camera from the computer? I don't.
You could use the camera that's on the computer too, absolutely. I'm just telling you that it works really well using a phone. And what I'll do is I'm just going to send these links to you afterward, and then you can, if you could try opening them on your phone, and then you can play with it on your phone or your iPad as well.
Okay.
Okay, but the links are too long for you to type in now. All right.
Virginia,
Yes.
I have a question, sorry.
Yes.
So these pads is something that we can have in our iPads at the school when the director sends us, or is something that we can have individually?
The Padlets?
Yes,
I don't know
Because-
what you mean.
because we have our iPads from school.
Right?
So and we have our phones. And you say just by giving us your link, we can connect it to the pads, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And it's something that the director should have it to give it to us, or is something that it's going to be individual?
It would have
Like-
nothing to do with the director. I'm going to email them. I'm going to email the links to you,
Okay. Oh, so we can have it from you.
and then you can just play with them.
Sonia,
Okay.
Virginia's going to email it to each one of us separately because we've all registered for these courses.
Right.
Yeah.
So when again, I don't have it, Virginia's going to send it to us.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. So,
I have a question.
okay, hang on just a second. I'm going to put this in the chat, and then you can ask your question. All right. So now the Jewish objects one is in the chat. Okay. Who had a question? Go ahead.
Do we?
Yes. Go ahead, Eileen.
Linda,
Oh, Linda.
do we have to have the app on our phone?
Nope.
Okay, thank you.
Nope. I was using the browser. Now, Eileen.
Every time I move my cursor, I get the bar at the bottom that hides whatever you're doing at the bottom of your screen. And I haven't been able to type into chat to ask a question. So I got my box onto the Padlet,
Mm-hmm.
name on it, but then when I went to do something with it, I moved my cursor and the toolbar at the bottom comes up and it hides whatever is
The
at the bottom.
Zoom toolbar comes up.
I can't.
The toolbar from Zoom that says mute, stop video, invite participants.
Oh, that's because you're probably on my screen. If you're seeing that toolbar, you were still actively in Zoom. You were not in the real Padlet.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So now if you go into the chat, I put the next Padlet in there.
Right, but I can't write back in the chat.
I don't know why.
Neither.
That bar is covering it.
Yeah, if I hit chat,
Yeah.
I see all the chatting and your links on the right side.
Yeah.
But how do I type into that? Can I type in a question to that so I didn't have to?
Yeah, you should be able to.
On
At the bottom. At the bottom where it says to everyone.
No.
No, I'm not sure. I honestly can't tell you why, because I can't see your screen
Right.
of why that's not working.
Okay. All right. And I wasn't able to add a picture to my little box on Padlet either. I had my name, I could type in.
And you're on a computer, you're not on an iPad, right?
I am on a computer, yes, a laptop.
Right.
But it's Mac.
So that shouldn't matter. I'm on a Mac too. So when I send these 4 links to you in the email,
Right.
and you are not using Zoom, just experiment with the Padlets and see what happens. Because I think the Zoom part of it is what's throwing people off.
Okay.
Okay. Now I just went over to that last Padlet that I shared with you, and I see someone put in a Seder plate. Some people did Havdalah. Someone's working on matzah. And then you can also comment on what they are saying or what they are posting as well. So you get to do that. And you'll see that there is a button that might pop up that says update. So like I got a message that said I needed to update my Padlet, and I clicked it and Jen's cat showed up. So it's going to just determine, it's not going to necessarily refresh it immediately. You might need to click the update so that you see everything that has been added.
Mine says Padlet updated elsewhere.
Yep. So click that button. It says update, and then it will refresh it for you. So you guys are getting the hang of it. It's not easy. Especially because we're using Zoom. If we weren't using Zoom, and if I just sent the links to you, it would honestly be so much simpler.
Yeah, I think that was
But we will not be
the
able to discuss
confusion.
it along the way, yes?
So what I would do, this is how I would use it. I would send it to my kids in advance and ask them to do it. And then if you were going to do a Zoom with them, I would bring it up on the screen and then we'd talk about it. I wouldn't talk about it live. It would just be too much back and forth. Okay. Now I'm going to show you how to create one of these from scratch. Okay? So just come on back to Zoom if you're not there. And I'm going to share my screen. So hang on just a moment. Okay, here. Everybody see my dashboard now?
Yes.
Yes.
Excellent. Okay. So I have a Padlet account. You can create, if you have a Google account, you can just create it using your Google account. Okay.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, sir.
Oh, thanks. I've had my hand up for 20 minutes.
I'm sorry, Amy.
Can you just give a practical example of how you would utilize this in the classroom? Like, for example, would you just do it to share Passover objects or something more?
Well, I'm going to ask the rest of you, how might you use it?
I never heard of Padlet until tonight.
Okay.
Neither I do.
Let's see, let me think about right now how I might use it. If I was going to...
Because we're using Zoom now, so it makes it a little trickier.
Yes, it does. Absolutely. So number one, I would not use it with Zoom.
So I think we should actually, tell each kids to take a picture of one Passover object in their homes. And then we can talk about differences and similarities and what else is missing that is not there.
Absolutely. I would send the link to them, however you're communicating with them, and say, go here, click the pink button, and add to this Padlet. I can almost guarantee you that most of them would just play around and figure out how to do it. So they'll see, oh, look, I can add this. Oh, look, I can add that. And next thing you know, it's going to grow. They probably wouldn't be doing it all at the same time. You might say, before we meet on Sunday, I would like you to find a Jewish object in your home and add it to this Padlet.
Virginia,
Yes.
for what age group is this better for? 3 years old?
Oh, I wouldn't do it with that young. No, I would do it probably maybe second grade and up. Because then you don't need them to put any text. You could just take a picture and put it on there.
Okay.
And determine based on the age group, what you would use it for. So you might say, just put in a picture. Take a picture of yourself. Take a picture of if you have an animal. Take a picture of your backyard, whatever it is, and put it in for the little people. For the big people, then I might have them do something that involves them doing some writing. Or please go find a website that blah, 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 and put the website in. There are some things that you can put in a map. In fact, let me show you the map. So here, this one is a Padlet, and it is a map. And now what you can do is you can put yourself on the map. So if I put in, let me think, here Sesame Place is a good one. So I put in Sesame Place, it finds Sesame Place. Let me just show you. And I'm going to say, here we go, I like.
That would be good if you were teaching about Israel.
Big Bird. Yeah, absolutely. And then I can go in here and I can find a picture of Big Bird. And I can drop it onto Sesame's Place. So now all of a sudden your map starts to grow. So that's one example of a Padlet. So let me just quickly, before we run out of time, show you the basics of creating one. So here I am, I've created my account. This is my dashboard. I pick Make a Padlet. And these are the layouts you can use to create your Padlet. So tonight you've seen, let's see, you saw map just now.
So it's like template.
You saw wall.
So canvas.
You saw canvas. And I forget if I used shelf or grid for the other one. I think you used grid for the one that had the Jewish objects. Okay? So you pick one that you want. So let's pick grid. I pick select. And then it gives me some kind of background which I can change. And it gives me some kind of name up here in the top left corner, which I can also change. So you see this thing that opened up on the right-hand side? This is all of my decisions I get to make or not make about that particular one. So I'm going to call it Hello, and it's made with whimsy. I can change that too. I can pick a little icon that's going to go up in the top left corner if I want to. See, it just showed up next to hello. There's now a heart next to it. And I'm going to go back. And then I'm going to work my way down. I can customize my link. I didn't do that for today, and I really should have. So one of your links that Havaya 6 in it, I could do padlet.com/my name, Glatzer, / whatever, the date. And that's the Padlet that they use for that day. The wallpaper is my background. So I can say I want a very simple background, I want a fancy background, whatever I want. Click back. Now I'm going to work my way down. I can say what kind of font that I want. Do I want something a little silly, or do I want very straightforward? Do I want to have everybody's name? That's the attribution one, and they have to type their name in. In this particular one, it's asking me if people post something new, should it go to the top or should it go to the bottom? So there's all these different kinds of possibilities. I can say whether or not I want people to be able to comment on someone else's post. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. I can decide whether or not I want people to give a thumbs up or a thumbs down or a heart or a star. Sometimes you want people to do that, sometimes you don't. So you can make those kinds of decisions. You can decide whether or not you are going to allow posts. If you have to give the yay or nay to whether or not that post gets published. Choose carefully on that because that could take some time. And also, if somebody uses profanity, you can have it instead basically put a stamp over top of it, an emoji over top of it. Then I click next and I'm finished. And now I'm going to share this with my students. So to share it, up at the top of my screen, I click share, and I can just copy that link and send it to my students. So that's how you create a Padlet.
Where is your link?
Where is
Oh,
share?
copy the link.
At the top right corner, there's a share button.
Okay.
Oh,
I click
see.
share, and then I pick copy link. Now there's other ways that you can share it too, but that's the most straightforward way.
Mm-hmm. Oh, get a QR code.
Yep, you can do QR code. You can get code to embed it on a web page. You can send it right to Google Classroom. There's all kinds of stuff you can do.
And so if you share, like each new person who comes to it sees what other people did already, yes?
Well, sorry, Larissa, I lost the end of that. What was that?
Like if you share, you send people this link, and then whoever comes next sees what people before him or her did, yes?
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't have to happen all at the same time.
I see.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clear out the ones that we played with tonight, and I'm going to send out the links so you can go back and play with them on your own, separate from Zoom, to get a feel for what the possibilities are. All right. And I think that way you won't get Zoom to be, you know, to just stress you out going back and forth. I think you'll be much better doing it that way.
Well, we can actually go and open an account right now, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And then play away.
How many participants should be so it wouldn't become overwhelming? Like they have to sit and run?
I mean, just it depends on which kind you select. If you pick that one that anybody can type anywhere, or the connections one, that could get a little crazy. Mm-hmm. If like even with this size group, that got a little crazy. But you also could, what's the other? If you picked one that was more organized, you could open it up to lots of people.
Mm-hmm. You can set up your, you can go in Zoom and then you can share your screen and you can have it already up. Is that what you're saying? Maybe?
After they've already started to fill it in and then talk about it. Yeah, that's what I was
I'm looking at it, maybe using it with the parents and having them do this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because we have younger kids. We teach preschool. So, you know, if you did something that was like a family affair.
Right.
You know, where the parents got to add their favorite objects or something. I don't know. I'm not even sure, you know, how it would work. But you could go to Zoom. You could have, you could share your screen with them.
Right.
And
I still think the live part with having folks do it as part of Zoom, I think that's overwhelming. I really do think I would have them do it on their own, not live, and then bring it up to discuss with them. I think the live part would, because you have to switch back and forth between devices. Unless you knew that they were going to do it on their phone, and then you had it up live on the screen, maybe you could do it that way.
So I'm wondering if it's just as challenging on the phone as it was for me on my iPad. I took a picture of Mezuzah, went to post it, and I just got little circle going round and round our internet's really good here, so it's some kind of.
That's possible. It might be an issue. I did not run it on mine. It worked really well. So
Yeah. And I was having trouble getting, like, I had a little box at the bottom of the screen on the iPad, and I'm typing things in and I couldn't see where it posted. I'm not sure even if I was missing a place to say done and get it posted. So I don't know if it's going to be challenging for the kids to do it on
all right. Let me send you the links without the stress, and play and see what you think. All right.
All right. Jen had no problem.
Yeah, Jen had no problem with hers. So explore. All right.
Thank you.
This is an old iPad, so it could be that.
That might be. Could be. All right. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a great rest of your evening. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Bye.